Well, this is November 1st. Everything's going pretty good here in the greenhouse. I'm heading over to Florida this morning. I wonder which way I should go. This way, or this way, or this way. Maybe I'll go this way. Hey, good morning. I'm back in Florida this morning. It's about 75 degrees here. Beautiful day. And this is my 100th video that I have posted on YouTube. Thank you for all you people that have been watching, and hope you enjoyed them as much as I've enjoyed making them. You know, when I was a kid, I want to be a photographer, and never did work out. I became a meat cutter, but that worked out good too. But my grandson Junior, Brandon Jr., he's into photography, so that kind of makes me feel good. But the reason I was making these videos was because I had a bout of cancer back in April of last year, and I got to thinking, well, you know, it'd be nice if I put some of my thoughts down on paper, or I tried writing a book, and that was kind of hard to do too. Thinking about this kid I grew up with, Ted Coleman, and I was at the park the other day and watching these kids play basketball. It kind of reminded me of Teddy Coleman. You know, when I was growing up, I was kind of a chubby kid. Even though we were poor people, we didn't have running water, we didn't have an indoor toilet, but it seems like we always had money for junk, you know, junk food and ice cream and pop. And both my parents, Charlie and Monty, they both worked full-time jobs, and so we got to kind of fend for ourselves. And we even had a charge account at the grocery store up the street. And Vito, who ran the little store, the place is probably 800 square foot, just a tiny little store. But we had a charge account. He used to make fun of me because I would buy diet bread. He said, Ricky thinks that the more diet bread he can eat, the more weight he's going to lose. Of course, it didn't work. I had no idea of nutrition whatsoever. My parents, they had no idea of nutrition. But anyway, I was always chubby, and I wasn't really out there running the track or playing football or anything like that until I met Ted Coleman. And I forgot where I was going here. This place is kind of meandering everywhere. But anyway, we met Ted. Ted was a black man, or black boy, and I was a white boy, but it didn't really seem to matter. As long as we had somebody to play with, we really didn't care the color. Even though we were from the South, my parents never instilled into me any racism, or that one race was worse off than the other, or so on. And the black people lived just as good as we did. I mean, they were on the poor side of town, and you know, didn't really seem like they were getting any worse of a deal than we were. So, in fact, Ted, or Theodore, he actually had a better house than we did, and he had a younger mother and dad than I did, so that's probably why. But everybody had jobs back then in the 50s, early 60s. I mean, Rockford was booming. We were manufacturing everything. There was a lot of factory jobs, so everybody was making money. But I remember Ted and I, we started playing basketball out there from my house. We put up a hoop, and we started playing basketball together. I never could beat the guy. I mean, we'd play a game, and we'd play a game of 21. He'd beat me like 21-4. But I enjoyed it. I mean, it was fun. And football season came and we played football. He introduced me to his friends, and pretty soon this little chubby kid was playing football with these, you know, jocks. And they let me play. Then baseball came along and I got to play baseball. And I was always the worst player because I was chubby, couldn't throw the ball very well, but they still let me play. And that was nice. And time went on, and Theodore was a little older than me, and he turned 16 before me, and back then you could get licensed at 16, so he got his license before me. And he has his own car, and I begged my dad to buy me a car, and he bought me a 52 Nash for $50. That was my car. I don't know what kind of car Theodore had. I can't really remember too much about that. But Theodore, I asked Theodore if he'd teach me how to drive because my parents didn't drive. And so he said, sure. I about scared the poor guy to death driving. I mean, it was pretty ridiculous. But Theodore was good at everything. I mean, I took up bowling. I said, hey, Ted, let's go bowling. I'd been bowling for a year. Ted beat me the first game. I mean, it's just like, man, this guy's good at everything. I took up pool. I've been playing pool. Ted came up, beat me in pool first game. He just was a natural, he had natural instincts on playing any kind of game. And we became friends later in life too. I mean, he had his own business. He bought a little bar and grill, and I had a meat market, and we'd visit each other, and it was a nice relationship. Never did speak about race or anything like that. It was just like, we really didn't have any problems with race up in Rockford when I was growing up. I mean, I later look at the things that happened in the South, I'm like amazed, like, wow, that went on. It's just a whole different world than the way I grew up. And after Ted became an adult, he took up golf, and I never did want to play golf, but he became really good at it. I mean, at his funeral, yes, he did die young. He had brain aneurysm when he was in his 50s, and the Golfing Association had a little tribute to him at the visitation. But I hope this gives you a little insight of where I came from, and hopefully you will enjoy this video today. Thanks a lot. Hey, let's go to the garage sales today, girl. You ready to go? Come over here. Come over here. I want to give you a big hug and kiss here. Oh, good morning. Oh. Now, you know we're only going to spend no more than $10 today because you got too much junk already.
Right. Okay. Whatever you say, you're the boss.
Oh, I'm the boss. Dang. Hey, I got to go get my wallet.